Gaia sadly shakes her head at the short-sightedness of these human creatures who were put into her realm under the auspices of her care. It's a sad truth that sometimes the weak must pay for the actions of the powerful. Then she remembers the time of sorry and recrimination is past. Now it's time for swift and powerful action. She's got a major cleanup to perform as she sets things to rights in her domain, and woe to any who get in her way. Hi, I'm Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. This video is a channeled Akashic Records message from Gaia, Mother Earth. She's got some urgent matters on her mind that she'd like to share with all who have the wisdom to listen. I hope that's you, because she needs your help before things get out of hand, and your participation will be noted in the higher realms. This is a win-win opportunity. Are you ready? Great. Sit back, take a couple of deep breaths, and here we go. Before I saw Gaia, I felt her energy. She presents as a deep well of sorrow, weeping for the waste, squandered opportunities, devastation, and destruction. She's sitting on the ground, head in her hands, weeping inconsolably. She appears to be the size of a leviathan and looks somewhat like the Statue of Liberty, even down to the green color. When she sees me, heaves a big sigh, shakes off her malaise, and with some difficulty gets up on one knee before slowly lumbering into a standing position. The time for mourning is past. She has much work to do and is ready to set about it with conviction and determination. I can see and feel her consciously, rapidly raising her energy level. In a startling transformation, she goes from disempowered to full-on fired up. The phrase "going nuclear" springs to mind. She's now ready to create a little devastation of her own to punctuate the points as needed. She observes, it's a sad truth that sometimes the weak must pay for the actions of the powerful. Really, it's all woven together. The powerful would not be in a position to inflict such devastation without many small destructive incursions along the way. There were those who might have stopped them, but chose not to for reasons of their own. They didn't possess the clarity of vision to look forward and comprehend the consequences of choices made in the present on their own future. She sadly shakes her head at the short-sightedness of these human creatures who were put into her realm and under the auspices of her care. Then she remembers the time of sorry and recriminations is past. Now it's time for swift and powerful action. She has a major cleanup to perform as she sets things to rights in her domain. For those innocents who may suffer, she feels regret. However, this is a case of the greatest good for the many versus the few. She'll leave karma and all that jazz up to those in a position to do something about it. Her reality is contained on this planet, the ultimate grounding, and that is the perspective from which she operates. She takes a moment to shake the dust and the detritus out of her garment, momentarily causing rumbling of the ground under her feet and some extra large waves to come crashing to shore. Then she begins surveying the land in order to formulate the most effective plan of restoration. As she surveys, she wonders, is it restoration, fixing what's broken, or is it more tossing away the damage to make way for new installations? She'll ponder this for a bit and make her choices after the reconnaissance mission is complete. No snap decisions. Her way in this venture is slow and methodical, not unlike the story of the angels who visited Sodom and Gomorrah looking for those who would be saved. Gaia sets out upon her mission. To her, it's not personal. Who lives and who perishes is decided elsewhere. Her business is tending to herself. Mother Nature, Gaia, is about to demonstrate the ultimate in self-care. She comes first, lest devastation reach the point of no return. And that would do no one any good, especially her. Difficult choices will have to be made. Always that is utmost in her mind. What will serve the greater good? In her musings, she takes into account all the creatures that inhabit her world, including flora and fauna, for they too are living and have consciousness. It's a grave responsibility she carries on her shoulders. She bends down, picks me up, and places me on her shoulder so that we might converse as she sets off on her mission of reconnaissance. The ground shakes beneath her feet, making me wonder, are the people below aware of her presence? Do they feel the shaking? Or is she energetic, only appearing third dimensional? She smiles and acknowledges the ground shaking is an illusion, as she definitely is an energy being. Disrespectful children, she comments as she observes the devastation being done upon and to her. I gave them so much, and they squandered my precious gifts. I remind her it's not all. There are some who love, respect, and treasure the gifts you have provided, those who lovingly tend to you and are grateful for the bounty. I can feel her heart breaking all over again as she focuses on the devastation and lack of respect, ingratitude. For a moment, she considers whether these humans are worth her efforts to preserve. Then she takes a deep breath, refocuses, and puts those thoughts aside, as they're not helpful and they only lead to more of that which she doesn't wish to experience. She sets her resolve to focus on positive, uplifting thoughts and actions as she begins the heavy cleanup that must be done. Reflecting upon her agenda, she decides to begin with the oceans. Her first priority will be purging, vomiting up the garbage that has been carelessly dumped into her waters. She'll return the oceans to health so that all aquatic life will flourish once again. For a moment, she grows angry as she thinks about the Fukushima leak. She'll drive a large boulder right into that monstrosity, choking it off. With that done, she'll call upon her elemental helpers to tend to underwater gardens and to the reefs, bit by bit, restoring, healing, rejuvenating. It'll take time, but she's got plenty of that. With the restoration of the great seas well underway, she'll next turn her attention to the forests. Like a giant garden, she'll prune, plant, water, and nurture them back into the great sentinels of the planet. As they regain vitality, they'll join in her efforts. Working in collaboration with aquatic life, they'll accelerate the restoration process. She envisions the fruits of her labors and is pleased. These purging restoration processes she has set in motion will continue for more than a generation in human terms. Her heart is filled with hope that the next generation will appreciate and care for her as she has cared for them. Having come through the devastation of healing, perhaps they will be the ones who understand the importance of loving and caring for the planet that sustains them. She has hope, and that is enough. A small glimmer of hope with a bushel of determination really can turn the world around. In this case, literally. She smiles. Now for her, it's back to work as there's much to be done. And for me, it's back to present reality to share her vision of the new world to come. She's counting on us to be wise and make better choices, lest all the loss and suffering be for naught. There's an accounting to be had for the devastation that's been wrought. That is not an option. The present pandemic is proof of that. We must be more cognizant of maintaining the balance of nature, of being wise caretakers, not only for our own sake, but for that of generations to come. It's foolhardy and selfish to do otherwise. Have we yet learned that lesson? Gaia is counting on us. She's open to the possibility and hopeful for the future. Now it's up to us to step up and do our part, or at least get out of the way so she can do hers. She's on a mission and we'll carry it out with or without us. After all, she doesn't need us to survive. Thanks, Mom. I lean over and give her a kiss on the cheek before departing. Now that you know what's on Gaia's mind, what will you do about it? What role will you play in restoring the planet for future generations? And in fact, for yourself, because you'll likely reincarnate on Earth in the future. Perhaps you'll be inclined to show her some love and gratitude. It would do her and you a world of good. Thank you for watching until the very end. Please share this message with others so that together we can help restore our dear Mother Earth, Gaia. This is Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Until next time.